What up, my peeps? This is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and I'm bringing you a deck review of the Guardian Angel Tarot cards. This deck is by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. And it comes in this beautiful box. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is a sparkly angel box. It's very fluffy. It's very pink. And here's the box itself, so you guys can see. Okay, and this is the bottom of your box. It says the world's gentlest and sweetest tarot cards. And so I believe if you go on Doreen Virtue's site, her and Radley Valentine talk about this deck. And here it's got a pretty blue interior. It's got that nice thick box. They talk about creating this deck. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. Because there might be people who feel threatened or scared by regular tarot cards, maybe due to upbringing or religion or whatever it is, movies, society, that, tarot cards are something to be feared. So this is like something gentle to kind of segue people into tarot cards. Or maybe some people just wanted a fluffy, nice deck for readings sometimes. So let's take a look at this first. And it's got a nice table of contents, and how to work with your Guardian Angel Tarot cards. How to clear your deck, cleanse your deck, questions to ask, all that good stuff. It goes into spreads, like your basic spreads there. And then into the meanings of the cards, based off what they think the cards mean. And obviously the cards will have some written information down at the bottom, and you can choose to or not to look at that, but it's just from a more angelic, gentler point of view. And so for some people, they're offended by that. They don't feel like things should be sugar-coated, but let's get into this deck. So let me tell you my thoughts on it again. And my thoughts are just, that's what it is. It's just my thoughts, my opinion. And so, okay, so it is a nice thick book, so you might want to have, at least a look at it. I believe, when money and thought has gone into, something this nice, give it a look. Okay, so I'm gonna put that over here. And first, let's take a look at that beautiful gold edging that Doreen Virtue is known with for many of her decks. This is the backing. And so these are not going to easily be read reversible, obviously. So very fluffy, very pink, kind of reminds me of like my grandmother or something like that. Okay, so let me talk about them while I'm showing you guys. My little Kakesha doll, she does not want to stand. Okay. So when I was reading with this deck, and I don't use it that often, but I use it every once in a while. I try to give all my decks some love. But I feel like it's like coming across as fluffy and cute, and got a cute little smile on it. But it's actually very direct. It's like, what the hell are you doing? But, hugs, kisses, so it's, to me, a very straightforward, non-fluffy reading type deck. But, it's like, I got these rosy cheeks and I'm smiling and look how cute I am. And I got little dimples, but hey, you are, what the hell are you doing? That's not what you're supposed to be doing. And no, that kind of reading, at least for me. Okay, so just a little quick background on my journey with tarot. I was interested in tarot. I was interested in all things witchy and spells and all of that. back in the 90s, you know, when I was in school, middle school, high school, early beginnings of college. And it was something that I was interested in. I wanted to get into it, but it seemed like it was this like dark secret. And, you know, the people in the bookstore, they look at you kind of funny if you're in that section, in the metaphysical section and things like that. And so I was a little scared of it. And plus, I had this Catholic upbringing. And, you know, my family kind of viewed that stuff as like being evil and conjuring the devil and things like that. And so, although I knew it was silly logically, is still that deep seated stuff, you know. So when I got my first deck, I rarely ever used it, and it frightened me, quite frankly. And if I were to get something like this, I don't think it would have frightened me less. You know, I don't really know how to put it. You know, and just something snapped, you know, or happened, some shift in my energy where all of a sudden I was like, okay, I need to get rid of the deck that I have. I'm not connecting with it. I'm actually a little fearful of it. And I ended up getting the Osho Zen deck because I felt like I need to get a deck though. Like I need to. Like I don't know where this mission came from. It just kind of came out of nowhere. It was like I need to get a deck. And so Osho Zen was my first real deck that I connected with, and I still have it and I still use it and I still love it. And then all of a sudden I went into this deck collecting frenzy, you know, and I still do collect decks and things like that. And I'm no longer scared of it, you know. And I don't know, for some people, maybe this will be their first deck. And, you know, maybe this is what helps you to not be scared of tarot. But, you know, if I need some directness, this is the deck I turn to. I actually don't turn to this deck when I need fluff. And actually, I don't believe any of my decks have ever given me fluff. To me, this one's a little bit more harsh, or it reads more harshly. I don't even know if that makes sense than, you know, my other decks. And so, as you can see, I forgot to mention, the titles down here have changed and they are color coded. So you got pink, yellow, what's that, purple or lavenderish, and blue. So, you know, your abundance, that would be like your pentacles. Sorry, I'm just kind of like rambly. Your emotion, obviously your cups. And very, very thick cardstock, by the way. So it is a very thick deck to hold into your hands. So you have your Eight of Thoughts, so that's your swords. And that lavendery deck, when we come across it, that'll be your wands. Okay, so here's your wands. They've even renamed the page and the queen and the king, and all of that. And then the major arcana just have the numbers up at the top. Okay, so if you were to read this like Three of Abundance, which would be your Three of Pentacles, it says your passions will lead to your divine life purpose. Do what you love and have confidence in your talent. Learn everything there is to know about your interests by taking classes, getting a mentor, or teaming up with like-minded people. Allow your creativity to soar. So it seems very positive, but I don't know, the energy coming off of it is very, don't sit on your butt. Just because we're cutesy bootsy and we look very fluffy and cute and we got our, you know, gilded edges and all of that, doesn't mean we're not going to give it to you straight, sister. Because that doesn't help anybody. Placating people does not help anybody. Catering, pandering, coddling, that doesn't help anyone. It's a beautiful unicorn, by the way. And so, at least for me, I don't see it as a floof deck at all. Maybe the pictures are fluffy. Maybe it's uber over the top girly, but that's not how it reads. And to me, it's all about how it reads. I love beautiful pictures too, because I am an art freak, but, you know, I need the best of both worlds. And your Fool card, A New Beginning. So again, that's the backing. So let's take a look at how they shuffle. So see, it's such a thick deck. Look how big and substantial it is when it's all together, and it's not like there are any extra cards or anything. It is a big deck. So if you have hands that are on the smaller side, because I would say that the size is more oracle size than it is tarot size, you might have a little bit harder time if you have smaller hands. Okay, so the shuffle really nice. At first they were a little sticky because of the gilded edging, but you know, after many a shuffle, they are fine. Okay, so if we lay them down, and let's say we asked a question, or maybe you guys are asking a question. I'll just put the rest in their little box over here. You have your 7 of emotion or your 7 of cups, your 6 of action or your 6 of wands, and you have your healer of action, which I believe is your Queen of Wands. Okay, so they lay out really nicely. If you're into that color scheme, you're into those kinds of pictures, you're into the gilded edging and all of that, then this is a beautiful deck to have. And maybe you feel that this is a gentle deck, and you need a gentle deck in your life. To me, it's just visually appealing, but it's still straightforward, at least for me. So let me know if you have this deck and what are your thoughts on it. Maybe you think it's a little too fluffy for you. Maybe you don't get that directness that I do. Maybe you're not a fan of the pictures. Maybe you are a fan of the art. But hey, you know, just leave that in the comment section below. And if this is something that you would like me to use in a reading for you when you're booking a reading, then, you know, obviously check out my website and the information box below. And we'll get that all hooked up, and, you know, just let me know prior to booking. All right, so that's it from me, and I guess I'll catch y'all later. So don't forget to give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, and peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out!